Hey again, everyone. Welcome back to the stage. We got yet another good one for you today. This guide is going to be going in depth with clearing Varnamir Raid solo mode. There's a bit to cover, so let's jump right in. And moving on to the third dungeon, the Crimson Cradle of Flames. Now, I know what you're thinking. Holy crap, that's a big boss. And you're right, he's huge. But this is where the big bossers shine, at least in Phase 1. There are 3 enemies in this phase, the boss itself and 2 cones that the boss can control. One of the first attacks you may see the boss perform is his laser attack. The boss will raise his head with the same blue targeting reticle from Neverending Darkness on his face. Depending on which way the boss goes up will determine which way he will fire the laser. If he goes right, he'll fire from the right. If he goes left, he'll fire from the left. Do not get hit by this laser. You can either freeze the boss when he lowers his head or try to iframe out of it. The laser itself may not kill you, but it will cause you to be frozen for a few seconds and sap 50 MP every time it hits you. You will not be able to do anything until you are unfrozen. To avoid this laser, simply jump a bit off to the side, iframe it, or freeze the boss and you should be fine. The next attack you might see the boss perform first is an attack I like to call the Balls of Death. This may not be the actual name of this attack, but it's what I've called it for years, so here we are. The boss will raise his arms and enter the background as well as the cones. The balls will spawn from the bottom of the map and fly upwards at random speeds. Going to the left of the boss gives you a clear path to take. Sometimes the right side is okay, but there are times where it isn't. Simply follow the path where the balls do not touch to avoid this attack. Try not to get hit even if it gets a little tight because these balls show no mercy and damage even me. The next attack you'll see is the Ground Smash / Thorn Pillar. Remember the Thorn Pillar from Phase 3 of the previous dungeon? It's making a comeback here. The boss will smash the ground and the same red glow will appear. To avoid the thorns, simply get out of the red glow. Be advised, however, the thorns will destroy the platforms at the very bottom of the map, as well as the other platforms if used another time. Try to keep the thorns contained in a single area already destroyed to avoid taking away the entire lower platform or platforms beneath you. The next attack you may see is the Cone Smash. One of the boss's cones will rise up and smash the ground. Another attack that the boss can do with the cones is a Rolling Smash. Basically, the cones will just smash into the ground again and roll to the other side of the map. To avoid this, simply jump over them. If you do manage to destroy his cones, they will explode after their HP hits 0, so watch out for that. Moving on to Phase 2, remember the ghost from Phase 2 of the first dungeon? It's pretty much a repeat here with some extra attacks and a few changes. For the Flame Tornado from Phase 1 and 3 of the first dungeon makes a return here. The boss will play a cutscene before this attack. In order to avoid it, simply iframe the boss's burst attack and have the tornado spawn in the middle of the map. You can also go to the sides if you're not confident in iframing the boss's burst, however be advised that this will cause a tornado to destroy the bottom platform. The next attack you might see is the Scythe Combo. The boss will perform a combination attack of 3 hits, ending with either an explosion or by summoning thorns out of the ground. These thorns are the same thorns from Phase 3 of the previous dungeon and share the same properties. Red needs to be hit with special actives, white needs to be hit with actives or commands. The next attack you will see is the Vertical or Horizontal Slice, the exact same as the attack from Phase 2 of the first dungeon. For the boss's laser attack, the boss will play a different cutscene, ending with a zoom in on his frowning face. Ew. The smaller eyes from Phase 2 of the previous dungeon will spawn in random locations on the ends of the map and red lines will indicate the path of their lasers. There will be one spot that is safe from the lasers. Get there quickly to avoid taking massive damage. This will repeat a few times until the attack is done.
In
And as I mentioned in my first video in this series, the Cliff Yeet attack is the same as Phase 2 of the first dungeon. He just does it a lot more, and you have the potential to be thrown off the map. So watch out for that. And Phase 3 is just a rinse and repeat of Phase 2 with a few differences. For debuffs, you will receive a debuff that is the exact same as Phase 2 whenever you get hit in this phase. The debuff will sap MP from you for its duration. And the Fireball attack from Phase 1 and 3 of the first dungeon again makes a return here. However, as long as you stay on the lower platforms, you won't get hit by them. And the Thorn Pillars again make a return here. To signify this attack, the boss will teleport to the top platform in the center of the map and jump high. After this, the same red glow will appear, signifying where the thorns will rise from. Keep this attack in the center of the map to avoid destroying your platforms. Some tips for newer players: do not panic. I understand that this is a solo mode dungeon and you're by yourself, but the attacks and phases are literally rinse and repeat attacks that you've already dealt with. Take it slow, breathe, and you'll clear.
Phew! That was a lot. I totally get it if this dungeon seems like a lot, especially if you're a new player. But that's where the thrill of raid dungeons comes from. The challenge they give is unlike any other dungeon you've done. And don't forget those sweet, sweet rewards that you can get from them too. Take things slow and steady until you start recognizing attack patterns and such to avoid them, and you'll get your clear. The curtains are closing for now, but make sure to come on back when we open them again. And don't forget to break some legs and do the whoosh.